All right, guys. So, oh my lord, tell you. Hold on. Let me just shut that off. All right. So, the video ended, and up in here was not worked on, right? And in here was just it's pretty like a value like that in there, right? So what I did while the last video was uploading, I went in there and I worked some of the dark values in there by looking at the image, right? Which, unfortunately, when I saw the video, you guys really couldn't see it. So maybe we'll try to get it up in here in a certain way. And so here's what the image looks like, right in there, okay? So you see the landmass at the bottom and the clouds at the top. Sorry if I flatten it out. Oh, nope, there it is. It's still there. You got some reflections, but you see it, okay? That's what I'm working on, okay? So, Lord, I went up in here and I dropped in about the willow and I softened it with my finger. And pay attention to how much you're rubbing. You do not have to rub so hard in there, okay? I went in here with the willow again, and I just left it in here a little darker, didn't mess with it. Just took the piece of willow here, right? And I went in here, and I went in on the side of the willow a little bit to develop these values, all right? These darker values, okay? I rubbed out in spots. I took a rag and I went in here. Oh, actually, I went in here with the rag in the India ink. And I'm jumping ahead. And sorry about that. I'm jumping ahead. So this was all done in there. Oh, and then I dropped in the outside of that cloud a little bit. Now, it's not one continuous line, is it? It's broken up. And that's clouds are like broken up, right? There's like, where's it begin and where's it end? So I'm feeling good about what's happening up in here. I'm feeling good about what's happening in there. There's stuff I want to do in here. I pick up on a little bit of a, darker, and I've dropped that in there. I might go in here and work this a little bit. Well, when I say I might, now I am, right? And I'm in here, and I'm going to go in here. I'm just messing with this, willow to try to make marks to talk about a value I see in there, right? Now, along the bottom, it's a little bit darker, a little bit darker along the bottom, right? So I'm going to go in there like that, right? And get that done in there. Now I go like, okay, yeah, now it's not bad. All up in here needs to be dealt with, right? So I might go in here and the same idea, just making marks in here a little bit at a time to get what I see, right? An idea of what I see, actually, is what I want to say, right? And then up in, whoops, there. Let's grab that. All right, that happens, right? We're over in here. Right? Now say I want white to come through. I've got a couple options. I can grab an eraser on a pencil if it's a finer line, right? But I know that, there you go, there's a problem because this eraser is not the best. Oh, I grab the pink pearl and I'll work in there like that. All right, now that's needs a little fine-tune and soften in there. Those marks are a little bit much. Okay, there. That's not bad. All right? So there's tons of stuff I can go in here. I can go in here and go like, okay, there's that in there. Now, my fingernails are not on the paper anymore, right? I go in there and I go in soft, right? Very soft in here. Just to give it some value. I see in here, that shape in there, over, right? I'm going to build it up like that. Now, everything we're working on in here can be applied to the landscape, right? It's just values and shape, right? So now let's talk about where we go. So I'm in here and I go like, I'm liking this, right? I am actually liking this. There's things I want to do and I'm going to mess with materials in here. So maybe I pull out, a charcoal pencil. And I work the landscape with a charcoal pencil because there are richer values in there, right? So I just set up a road marker for myself. Now let's go over to the India ink, right? Same thing up in here, but I'm doing it with India ink, right? So I'm going to grab another brush, a soft bristle brush, right? I'm going to do a couple, oh yeah, that's better. There we go. All right. And I'm going to be thinking about over in there, right? Which is to the there, left of there. And I'm going to go, okay, let's see what we can get going in here. And I'm just going to let that do that. Maybe I go like, okay, that's fine for that area, right? Because we don't need to spell it all out, right? And plus, nobody's going to know that. They're going to see that, right? Come down in here. In there. Now, say I want to develop this darker area under in here. I've got a bunch of options, right? We've talked about messing with the materials. Well, this is all willow. This is India ink. So what happens if I go in here, take this idea, and apply it here? So I'm going to grab my willow again, better piece. And we're going to see what happens with this big piece. And we're going to go in there on top, right? Now, I got to see what happens in there. So I've got to press down a little bit. And remember how I've been talking about, the willow, everything has, different sensibilities. Like sometimes you get a piece of willow that's just stubborn, right? So move out of there. And I'm looking at what I'm drawing, right? Oh, the best part is, right? We haven't even talked about building this up and getting back to the white Conte yet, have we? No, that's all right. We'll get there. Because this is going to be a series of videos, okay? So I'm working this. Now, if I go into the wet areas, who knows what I'm going to get, right? Maybe mud. Maybe I'll rip the paper. Not sure. All right, I'm going to drag it down. I'm thinking about my marks wanting to be like cloud-like. Right? I'm going to drag that across in there to talk about the shadows, the far edge of the cloud. I'm going to drag that up like that in there. Right? Drag that over in there a little bit. You see how I'm not overworking it? I'm letting that